fluid mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that is because of the early focus on technique. Fluid mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that is because of the early focus on technique. mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that is because of the early focus on technique. Fluid mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that is because of the early focus on technique.
Hello and good morning. Oop, well, that's pretty loud. Sorry about that. Good morning. Welcome to Madison Area YMCA for session number 8, I believe. Yep. So 10 and under Monday morning session, starting with event 81. My name is Mike from Common Guy Sports. We'll then be getting started shortly. I think they had a 10:40. As you can see, no timers or officials or swimmers are behind the blocks. So while we have this quick minute, I wanted to do a quick rundown. Where is it? All right, so on your screen, this is, since I imagine some of the parents, younger swimmers are new, so this is actually on your screen is an output of my phone. So I want to run through. So we've mentioned an application called Meet Mobile. So you download this on your phone or tablet from the either App Store or Android Play Store. So you can see it here on my desktop. This is the icon for it. All right. So I just wanted to give you a quick instruction. So when you launch the app, now there's two different modes. I am not subscribed. My daughters are older, so I don't subscribe. But I think it's $10 a year to get the full subscription. But there is some capability in the app as it is. So let me just double check we're live. All right. Looks like it. All right. So when you launch the app, I'm kind of rotating. You get to basically the main screen here, right? And if you type in up here in the search, May for Marion Area YMCA MLK, and hit search, it'll come back with meets matching that. So now we tap on this upper meet, and now we can go to different components. If you wanted to favorite a specific swimmer, you can come in here, click the star, and then when you can filter results, seeing that only your swimmer or only your team if you're going to bigger meets. But just for an overview, if we go to events, now this is broken out into the 8 different sessions, okay? And I'm going to tap on this bottom one down here, Monday timed finals, and now you'll see the events that we're swimming during this session. So I'm hoping this is helpful if anybody is not familiar with the app. It's pretty easy to use. So you'll see that we're starting with event 81 and going to 116, okay, as I scroll to the bottom. And then as you go into this, depending on where they are with seating and everything, you'll see that the entries. Now up on the top center, you see it says finals heat sheet. That means that this event has been basically seated and ready to run. So then we're going to have one heat here with 7 swimmers in lanes 1 through 7. Now at this point, if you wanted to tap on a particular swimmer, so I'm going to just choose Margaret Smith in the lane 3. Now I can see additional details, and if I hit the star on the top, now I can favorite Margaret, and if I go back then to all my events, hitting the back, I can click this filter icon on the top right, and I could say favorite swimmers. Now I'm only showing things that I've favorited. So I favorited one swimmer, and now I see that she's in 81, 89, and 101. So again, this is Meet Mobile. It's a good app. There is a subscription to it. I'm not paying for the subscription, so you do get some capabilities. So I just wanted to give that quick overview. Hopefully any new swimmer parents, grandparents, and so on, you're not familiar with it. I'll mention that every once in a while, so I just wanted to cover that. So again, hope that was helpful. If it was, you can give us a like or comment. Let me know. Please also let me know if the audio and video is coming through okay. And I'm going to shut that off. All right. All right, so now we see a few swimmers lining up behind the blocks. I need to get my stuff in order. All right. So if you haven't been with us, Common Guy Sports, running meets, let me give you a quick rundown of what we're going to do today. So I do have all the names and team affiliations for the swimmers. So on the top right, I'm going to keep that orange text. I'll update that, and that's going to have the information for the swimmers in the next race. Now, depending on where we are, if we have multiple heats, that'll be the next heat. If it's the last heat of a particular event, it'll move on. So if anybody not familiar, so there's events, All right, so we have event 81, which is the girls' 25-yard free. We have 82, which is the boys' equivalent. So all the odd numbers are the girls followed by the boys. There might be one exception when we don't have a boys or girls session or event, and we'll just kind of skip over that number. Ooh, shucks. Give me 1 second. I got to update something. Sorry, this looks busy on the screen. I'll get this cleaned up, though. All right, so on the top right, I'll have the scoreboard pretty much on the whole time. On the bottom right here, we'll have event information. All right, so real quick, how I run a meet here. Again, on the top right, I'll have all the names for the upcoming race. That'll get updated after the particular race is started. When we go and start a race, I'll change to this view. Lane 1 at the top of your pool, at the top of your screen. Lane 8 at the bottom. So again, there'll be some times when we don't have, oh, they added somebody in. 81-1, what's going on here? All right, so ignore the names on the top left for now. It just looks like that has not been updated. Hopefully they get that updated. So as the race starts, I will shut off the names in the name overlays there. And then when the race is going, I have a camera halfway down the pool so we can see kind of who gets off to a quick start from this view. And then as the kids are at the far end, I have a separate camera here. So it's a 25-yard pool, so this first race, which is listed, something's not jiving with the scoreboard. So let me run downstairs real quick. Looks like we'll get started shortly. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. All right, so they're still working through a couple last-minute updates to the meet, and the scoreboard will get updated. All right, again, starting with event 81, 25 free. So 81, 82 are the 25 frees. 83, 84 are 50 frees. Then we have 50 butterfly, 25 breast, and then 50 breast. That puts us up through 92. I'll give you a further update as we're moving on. All right. And then I'll try and get to this camera as much as I can. The intent here is to show more swimmers' faces. Obviously, the far end of the pool there, lanes 1 through 4, a little hard to see. So definitely be able to see lane 8 clearly as they're either stepping up or, you know, with the younger kids, some might start off the wall, which is totally acceptable. All right. We have 7 and 8-year-olds and then some 9-10s. Should you have any questions, the chat is open in YouTube, so anything I could assist with, maybe, why is this working this way or what's going on with this, let me know. I'm not directly affiliated with the team, but I know everybody here, and if we need to get an answer or something, I can definitely try and accommodate that. And I've attended many swim meets in my past, so some of it is just what you're kind of maybe seeing something new. Something else I might mention throughout the meet, and again, just trying to keep you guys informed. This information is in Meet Mobile, so again, another useful component of that application is seeing what's known as silver times and state times. So there's different, they're referred to as cut times. So for swimmers, obviously, you want to swim as fast as you can, and potentially being invited to, if you would, an all-star meet or a year-end kind of championship. So the first level is what's known as a silver, and then there's states. All right, so we're swimming at 25 here, so you can see our timers are down the far end. Here's our first set of swimmers about to step up. Here's their name and lane association. So we're swimming at 25, right to left, one length of the pool. All right, so the starter down there on the bottom left, you see he's turning on the box. That is the speaker and the strobe. He asked the swimmers to step down, basically to relax. Okay, now we hear the speaker. Hopefully you can hear that at home too. And you'll see the strobe coming off that box that's hanging on the pole just in the bottom center of your screen. Okay, we're underway. So then on the top left, you'll see the scoreboard being updated with the running time for the swimmers. Again, this is a 25, right to left, one length of the pool. And now on the top right, we see the boys' names for the next race. All right. So as you can see down on the left-hand side, those cords, so the timers there are utilizing what's known as a plunger. That's connected into the timing system. So as the swimmer touches the wall, they'll utilize that to stop the scoreboard and get in a time that way. Okay, so here we go with the boys. Here's their lane assignments. Okay. First race of the day, so if you're just joining us, you didn't miss much. Should you have missed that first race you were interested in, you can go back with YouTube, just hit the rewind component. You're not going to affect anything that you were looking for going forward. Okay. So the boy, and now on the top right are the entries for the girls for the 50 freestyle. And again, just more of a logistics thing. So you see all the parent volunteers or volunteers there with the stopwatches and the plungers. Now they will have to walk the 25 yards to the other end of the pool. So we'll have a short delay here. And during that time, we can see our swimmers lining up behind the blocks, going to event 83, 50 freestyle. Okay, so this race will be down and back. So again, 25-yard pool. Right side is the starting side, left side turn in. Obviously the deep end to the right as you see the center lane lines, the center lane markers on the bottom of the pool dip down. All right, so we have 3 entries in this first race. You can see their names on the top left. And on the top right are the names for the girls in heat number 2 up next. Okay. So as we transition to the top of the screen, here's our 3 entries. And again, those little icons or logos, those are the team associations. Trying to make it easy if you're just scanning for a particular team. All right, underway here, 50 freestyle of N83. And then again, just informational. So on the top right, those names, that's taken from the heat sheet. So you'll see a lane number, last name, comma, first name, age, team affiliation, and then a seed time. So seed time, in a sense, is the swimmer's best time swimming that event. And then it's used to do seeding. Basically, it's the ordering of all the swimmers, slowest to fastest. And then with that, depending on, how many swimmers, they divvy it up. So we don't want just one swimmer in a particular heat. So that's why you'll see 3 in this heat and then 7 in the next one. So we could have had, one of the swimmers swim in the second, but then you would only have 2 in this one. So we spread it out, and that's kind of part of the software called Meet Manager that does that logistics. Okay. So moving on to heat 2 now. All right, here's our lane assignments. Again, there's only timing pads on the start end of the pool, so we will not get splits at the 25s. Everything will be a 50 split. So as you see on the right side of the pool, those little crosses against the wall, that is the pad which will register a touch. Now with the younger kids, there's a great example. So Olivia came in and touched the wall, and one of the timers behind also has that same plunger. So you see those black cords, and you'll see it looks like a Jeopardy plunger. So they use that as another means to indicate when the swimmer finished. So that is that scenario where you see the zeros for that split. So again, with the younger kids, as they're coming into the wall, it might not register, so we have that plunger. As you see the gentleman behind 8 with the blue shirt in his left hand, that's the plunger I'm talking about. Okay, underway with heat 3 here. And this is the final heat for the girls. So as I update the names on the top right, we'll see the boys for heat 1 of 2 for their associated race. All right, so now we're moving on to event 84, heat 1, the boys, 50 free. I apologize. So the odd team there, I had issue with the logo. I thought I fixed it. So that lane 6, sorry. All right, underway. Heat 1 of 2. So the names that will get updated in a second on the top right are the swimmers for the final heat. Now you can see there up in lane 4 on the top right for Matt, it says YST. So Matt has qualified for a state time. So his state time is 32:69 or better. A silver time for this is 34:49. And we can see that up there. Daniel Lee in lane 5 in the next race has qualified for a silver. Okay. again, I might, trying to explain different aspects if somebody's new or somebody that is watching that's not familiar with some of the nuances to swim team or swim broadcast, and also some of the logistical things about kids' times and so on. So, all right, heat 2 of 2 about to step up. All right, and then after this, we're moving on to 100-yard, 50 butterfly. We have one heat. All right, so here's a case. So the upcoming race is a mix of boys and girls. There's 3 entries total. We can see there's a boy in lane 3 and girls in 5 and 6. So as opposed to running 2 separate races and only having Alvin there in lane 3 race, we've consolidated down to be a mix. So this is the only race of the 50 fly. Up next will be the 100 fly, which again, that's a mix, 3 girls, 1 boy. So event 87 up next after this 85. So again, this is 85 mixed boys and girls. There will be no event 86. We'll move to event, 87, which is a 100-yard butterfly. We have 1 heat there, and then we'll move to event 89, which is 25-yard breaststroke for the girls. And then we're back on boys and girls for that race. All right. So there's another case that split time with zeros, and you saw a dot on the screen for a second. Again, that indicates, here's another case with lane 6. So the younger kids, as they're coming into the wall, less force, so that touchpad doesn't register the touch. So those touch pads, if you think about it, it's basically 2 pieces of aluminum foil in there with a little airspace. And as they're hit, it basically compresses and then registers the touch. All right. So looking for Matt for lane 7. All right. So on deck after this, again, we're moving to the 25-yard breaststroke. So again, we'll have this, the timers move ends. So we'll have a short pause as they make their way to the far end. But the names for the girls in that upcoming race are on the top right. All right, if anybody's just joining us, we did get started about 20 minutes ago. This is event 87. We started with event 81. The initial communication had a different timeline and start time. So I apologize if anybody was on that initial schedule. It was updated. I don't know how well it was communicated to everybody. But the beauty of kind of streaming in YouTube is at any point you can rewind and go to the beginning, or later today, at the conclusion of this meet, if you wanted to go back and watch anything you missed, you can do that. Now, this session is pretty short. I don't have an overall. Do I have? Give me a second. Let me look for an estimate. Yeah, so the estimate is that the last race will run in about 45 minutes from now. So as you see up on the wall, it is 11:03 in real time here. So it had the last race running at about 11:50. So, and again, those are approximates, factoring in things like this. As you can see, all the the volunteers there, the timers are making their way to the far end as we have a 25 race upcoming, 25 breaststroke. Want to highlight on the bottom right of your screen, you see a graphic there. It says sponsored by Fluid Mechanics. So Fluid Mechanics is a local swim instruction company. They've been providing one-on-one coaching services for swimmers since 1987. So at the beginning of this session, I ran a video ad highlighting one of their swimmers under their instruction, and he's going on to swim at Cal Berkeley. He set the national 100-meter yard. I'll have to go back and watch. Freestyle, he swam a 49. So imagine that was a meter. It was at the Pingree pool, so if anybody knows if that's meters or yards. So it highlights that and gives you an idea. So they can be reached at swim@fluidmechanics.net via email, or their website. You see it on the bottom right there, fluidmechanics.net. And the program that they're offering is a Getting Started. So if you look at their website /Get Started, you can find information on that. So I appreciate their support. And if you could, take a look at their website, or just shoot them a quick email and say, hey, thanks for supporting that meet at Madison Y this weekend. We appreciate your support. Okay, up next, 25 breaststroke. One length of the pool, right to left. Okay, we have one heat for the girls, and then we have one heat for the boys. I'll update the names. So those names that you see on the top right now are the entries for the boys race up next. And then after the boys, we'll move on to event 91, which is a 50-yard breaststroke. Okay, let's take a look back at the starting end. Here's our boys lining up behind the blocks. And here's their lane assignments. All right. So that's going to conclude the 25s for event 90. 91 is a 50. So now our volunteers need to make their way back. So this camera is perched just above the officials, as you can see there. So the gentleman on the left is the starter. You see he has the microphone. So again, maybe just little tidbits. So that microphone, it's two functions. One is, as you can, if you look at the top or what's pointing down on that microphone, you see a little button there. So that microphone has a traditional button on the side to talk, and then that part that you see pointing down, which looks like a little nub, it was hard to see for there, that actually indicates the start. So he'll squeeze the side, talk, and then with his finger on the top of it, he'll press down, and that'll basically initiate the start signal. Now with that start signal, it goes back to the box that we saw here on the pole, and that is twofold. One is an audible beep, and then also a visual. So if anybody is hearing impaired, there is a visual light. And one of the niceties, a little hard to see, but underneath all the starting blocks is a separate speaker. So that audible is also broadcast to each of the starting blocks. So the swimmer over there in lane 1 at the top of the pool doesn't have, very minimal delay, but, also has the same sound happening at the same time for them as lane 8, who's closer to the starter. All right, so this is a 50 down and back. And the names on the top right are for the next race there, which are heat 2 of 3 for this event. All right, so that concludes heat 1. Heat 2 up next. See those swimmers stepping up. And here's their lane assignments. And the entries for heat 3 are now updated on the top right. So again, just for informational purposes, the Y silver qualifying time for this particular event is 46:09. All right. Again, at the end of the year, there are invitational meets where you need to qualify or have swum a particular event in a minimum time or maximum time, depending how you look at it. So 46:09 is the silver time here. And just off that, Adele Rauscher up there in lane 1. All right, so as you can see, lanes 4 and 5 in this upcoming race, in their seed times up there, it indicates that they've qualified for the silver qualification time. Okay, underway. So this is the final heat of the girls, and then we have 2 heats of the boys. I'll get those names updated. Now the boys' names on the top right are updated. Now, if you were here in person, had physical heat sheets, we just turned from page 1 to page 2, and there is 3 total pages. So in a sense, third of the way through this session. Again, silver qualifying 46:09. And state time 43:59. So that was a state time there by Kate Keeler. Congratulations, Kate. Okay, first heat of the boys, 50 breast. All right, up next, heat number 2 for the boys here. All right, and for reference, so the boys' silver time 48:09, state time 45:29. So then this will conclude this event, and then we're moving on to 50-yard backstroke. We have one heat on the girls' side. And those names are now updated on the top right. So that's Aiden Lee in lane 4. He has qualified for a state time. He came in with the seed of 42:46, and we're dropping on that. Nice swim, Aiden. Yeah, so another little logistical thing. So behind block 8, you see on the right, man and the woman there. Man has his own stopwatch. The woman has hers. They write those times down. And then the man in that scenario, since he doesn't have the clipboard, he's responsible for the plunger or the backup timer. So that's how we get. Basically, there's 4 times. So one is the touch on the wall. Second time is the plunger. And then there's 2 independent stopwatches. We have I'm sorry. So the upcoming is a mixed 50 back. So 2 boys in lane 7 and 8. And lane 6, I guess. I don't know. I might have been scratched before do I have? I'm sorry. I have the wrong. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. I did not update the names. All right, so we're underway here. 50 back, down, and back. And again, I apologize. We're kind of cutting off lane 8 at the bottom a little. Sorry about that, Andy. just the way the logistics of an 8-lane pool, it's hard to squeeze everything in. All right, so this is event 93. We're going to move to 95, another mixed race. So again, just combining the boys and the girls. And that'll be a 100-yard backstroke. So let's take a look at those swimmers getting ready. So again, a little, I don't know how well it's communicated. Some of the swimmers might not be aware that we're not swimming some of these particular because we're combining boys and girls. As we saw Colin there in lane 8, just a little hesitant to get in just because he wasn't sure if there was a race in between. But he's in and he's racing. All right, up next, event 97, 100-yard freestyle for the girls. All right, again, this is a 100-yard race, so they'll turn here. There's our 50 splits we see on the board. Again, trying to keep as many swimmers in view as I can. All right, so that's our lead swimmer down in lane 8, Colin. So on the boys' side, silver time is a 1:30.39. He's got a good chance there. And 1:27 state? I'm sorry. No, 1:24 state. So unofficial, 1:24.09. So unofficial, looks like Colin down in lane 8 made a state. Daniel made a silver. And on the girls' side, 1:35 for Bridget at the top. For the girls, silver, 1:27. So again, uniqueness there. The girls' silver time, 1:27. The boys' silver time, 1:30. Again, the YMCA takes into account all different aspects and then produces those times. So unofficial, looks like Colin did make a 1:22 men's state. Oh, yeah, he beat a 1:24, so great job. All right. So moving to event 97, 100 freestyle. We have one heat. 3 girls, as you see the names on the top right, should be stepping up. And we're underway here. So again, we're kind of skipping some races as they're combining boys and girls based on the number of entries. All right, 97 in the water. Up next is 98, which is the boys 100 free. And then we move to event 99, which is a 9-10-year-old 100 IM. Again, all this information is in Meet Mobile, which is a phone and tablet app where you can get to all the entry informations, and eventually we'll have all the results at the end of the session after the times are double checked, compared against the stopwatches, and then should there be any disqualifications or so on, that is also noted and then adjusted accordingly. All right, up next are the boys for the 100 free. I think we have 5 entries here. And then up next after this will be the, sorry, I'm a little slow, 100-yard IM. And we have 2 heats on the girls' side, 1 on the boys, and after that we'll have 25-yard backstroke. All right, up next, girls 100-yard IM. So this will be 25 yards or 1 length of each of the 4 different discipline strokes. I'm really sorry there. I had a little blip in the internet. Hopefully we're back online. So we kind of missed a couple lengths there of the 100 IM. Looks like we were off for about 20 seconds. So I am recording this. I have a backup copy I will upload. So I apologize there. We've kind of suffered from a little internet challenges here. I'll just say that at the Y this weekend. All right, so that was middle of that, so 99.1. I will upload and have an additional copy. All right, so here we go with Heat 2. Here's our swimmers. All right, so I apologize. We were off air for a little bit. I think we're back. All right, so we're still in the 100 IM. So butterfly, back, breast, and then free for the swimmers, 25 yards of each. So there's a 50 split based on 2 of the strokes completed. Now we have breaststroke, and then they'll do freestyle to complete the race. All right, so those are silver qualifying times. Trying to read it. I think it was a 125.59, and then 122 and change was state. So 2 swimmers got silver times there. All right, and the name, I'm sorry, a little slow there. And the names for the boys in the next heat, in the next race, there's 4 entries. Those are now updated on the top right. That's up next. 1 heat on the boys' side, then we're moving to 25 backstroke. 1 heat girls, 1 heat boys. All right. First heat of the boys underway. First and only heat of the boys. Sorry. So then the girls' entries on the top right for that next race. So I'm trying to show the as they're turning at that far end and be cognizant of all the swimmers in the pool, because we are not getting splits at that far end. But if you are rewatching it, you can pause it and then see the split time down at that far end. Should you be interested in that? So unfortunately, we're finishing there, and we're turning here. All right, up next at the completion of this is event 101, 25-yard back. So 1 girls, 1 boys. And then 103 is a 50-yard backstroke, which we have 2 girls, 2 boys, and then we go 50-yard breaststroke. And that'll be 105, 106. Again, we're going to event 116 during this session. What the heck? All right, looks like the timers have made their way to the far end. Here's our swimmers lining up. All right, we're underway. One heat here, and then we'll move to the boys, which also has one heat. And those boys' names are now updated on the top right. All right, up next, event 103, 50-yard backstroke. 2 on the girls, 2 on the boys. So we had a little internet issue a little while ago for event 99, heat 1. So if that was something you came to look for specifically, I have a recording of it. I'll update that either later tonight or tomorrow. You'll be able to find it on the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, Common Guy Sports, 3 words, Common Guy Sports. So if you don't have the direct link, or you want to tell somebody about it, you can just have them go to YouTube and search for that, Common Guy Sports, 3 words. Should be able to find us, a little gray icon there with the old school video camera, or I should say film camera, and then you'll be able to find that, and I'll label it accordingly that it's a recording or a replay. Okay. Up next, 50 back. And the boys' names for their first heat, heat 1 of 2, are on the top right. So this is the final girls' heat in this event in the water now. Event 103, silver time 39.79, state time 38.29. Just off of state, but looks like Gabby qualified for a silver with bettering 39.79. So up next, first heat of the boys. Again, 2 heats here. All right, underway. This is the last heat on the boys' side. And then on the girls' side next, we have 50-yard breaststroke. 1 girls, 1 boys heats. All right, so silver qualifying here for the boys is 40.69. All right, here's our entries. 50 breaststroke. And we've turned the page onto page 3 of the heat sheet. Okay, we're running actually a little bit behind schedule. Initially, they had this going off. You know, again, that's computer modeling. It had it at 11:31, so that's projected based on kids' times things like that. I don't know if it takes into account the 25s and the walk from end to end, but so if you are, hopefully, parents are here to drive kids home, but should there need to be, um, we have about 20 minutes more of swimming to go. If anybody is out there. We did hear that 54 Main in Madison was showing parts of the sessions. So a quick shout out to them. The great restaurant downtown. They are located at 54 Main Street in Madison. All right, so that was. All right, up next is 106, one heat for the boys. 4 entries. You see those names on the top right. And up next, we have a mixed race. So we have one boy in lane 8, women in 1 through 6. Girls, I'm sorry. So we're going to go event. After this, we'll go event 107, 109, and then we'll go 110, 11, 12, 13, 114, 15, and 116. Those. So up next, 107 mixed 100-yard breaststroke. All right, the names you see on the top right are for the 8 and under girls 25-yard butterfly. That's up next. All right, so both our lead swimmers here on the bottom, Lachlan Russell, he has a silver time, came in with the 140.40. See him a little off camera there. I'll try and get him. Here he comes. And then up in lane 4, Emma Parada also she came in with a 138. So Russell dropping time. Lachlan Russell down the bottom, 139. He beat his 140.40 seed. So he requalifies for silver, and same with Emma up there in 4. All right. 140.25. She made a silver time. She made a silver time. I think. All right, so we're going to 25s. Yeah, she beat it. So the silver was 140.89 and 40.25. Half second. All right, as you see, our timers are making the way to the other end. All right, again, this is a girls 8 and under 25 fly. You see the names on the top right. Should see them lining up behind the box. Lane 7 taking a minute. Relaxing. So another unique thing, I don't know if somebody asked earlier in the week about this. So these blocks, you step up from the back and then have to step over the wedge. So you see some kids a little hesitant. You know, other style blocks, you step in from the side. So as you see at the coach's knee level there, that's where the step is. So for the younger kids, as you see, they got to come up and then over the wedge and then get comfortable. So again, that's just a difference. Different pools are different manufacturers and then different configurations. All right, here we go. 25-yard fly, one length of the pool. And the boys' names are now on the top right. Great swim there, Madison. 22. Came in with the 25-12 and swam a 22.49. All right, jump back to the boys. All right, up next, event 111. Girls, 9-10, 50-yard butterfly. One heat there, one heat for the boys. So that'll be 111, 112. 113 is 50-yard free, 2 on the girls, 1 on the boys. And then event 115 is 100 free, 2 on the girls. And then event 116, the last event of this session, 1 heat for the boys. All right, moving right along, kind of coming into the final stretch here. A few races. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 races to go. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I saw greetings from Spain. It says, go Ben. If you are joining us late, sorry, there was a little scheduling miscommunication, I'll just say that. So this whole session is available. Should you miss something because you joined late, you can rewind and then start watching at that point. We also had a little internet blip around event 99. So I will be uploading that afterwards. All right, here we go. 50 fly, down and back. And the boys' names are now updated on the top right for their next race. Up next. Yeah, so there's a state time. So state was 37:29 and silver was 39:89. Great job, ladies. Oh, sorry. All right, underway here. Heat 1. Oh, our only heat, sorry. And then on the top right are the girls' entries for their heat 1 of 2. That's what I was thinking about. Sorry. So again, this is the only heat for the boys, 50 fly. Silver time here, 41:39. Got a chance. Congratulations, Colin. Great job. All right, up next, 50-yard freestyle, 8 and under. All right, this is heat 1 of 2. The names for the girls in the second heat are now updated on the top right. All right, this is the final heat on the girls' side, and then we have one heat on the boys' side up next, and those names are updated on the top. All right, now up boys 50 freestyle event 114. Now on the top right, you'll see the girls' entries for their 100-yard freestyle. 2 heats there. That's heat 1 names on the top right. All right, here we go. Event 115 girls, 910, 100 free. 2 heats, and then following this will be 1 heat of the boys. All right, second and final heat for the girls. This will be the girls' last race, so heat 2 of 2. All right, now the boys' names on the top right for their one heat of their 100 free. Getting loud in here. I'll turn it up a little, get a feel for the excitement. I've got a couple speedy girls leading it out here. So a silver time here, 1:16:49. State 1:13:29. Again, silver 1:16:49. State 1:12:89. Yes. Great job, Alex. All right. So great swim, girls. So just make sure we're updated here for the boys up next. A couple state times coming in. I don't know if these boys are here. No, it looks like they're not. A couple empty lanes there. All right, so this is our last race of the day. So for the boys, silver time 1:17:99, state time 1:12:89. A couple silver times there. Good job, boys. Aiden previously did have a state time. Came in with the 1:11:90. All right, so that's going to conclude our racing for this session. I appreciate you joining. Hopefully you enjoyed the coverage. This is Mike from Common Guy Sports. Again, we love to get your feedback, good, bad, or any suggestions. Please feel free. Email commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. Again, that's all one big word, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. Or if you prefer, feedback through your coaches is always an option. If you want to stay anonymous, that's a way to do it. And they can then definitely get it back to either John or Colin here at Madison Area YMCA. If I could ask for a couple minutes of your time, please take a watch to this video. Advertisement from one of our sponsor here this weekend, Fluid Mechanics. They provide a great service of swim instruction, additional kind of either through video or in person. And there's a testimonial from one of their swimmers' parents in this section. So I'm going to sign off. This is Mike. I appreciate you joining us. Please take a watch and listen. Thanks.
mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's pretty versatile, a very versatile swimmer today, and I think that it's because of the early focus on technique. Fluid mechanics really came in at a very critical juncture in his swimming career so far. For all of us, it was important to make sure that he had the right technique and was coached the right way, that he'd become more efficient in the water. I think he's